Ladies and gentlemen, would you please stand, and gentlemen, please remove your caps for the singing of the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose bright stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. Before we start our ceremony today, please note that the order of our speakers and performers has been adjusted to accommodate our choral performance, and this evening's tassel turner is Senior Class President Melissa Dankwa. Now, let's get the celebration started. Good evening, distinguished guests, faculty, family, and friends gathered here today to celebrate the graduation ceremony for the Hammond High Class of 2018. My name is Madhulika Nalani.
And my name is Rachel Hall.
To all of our classmates out there tonight, we made it. We spent our entire lives imagining what this day would be like. We thought of what we would wear, how we'd style our hair, and if we should wear waterproof mascara. In hindsight, we probably should have.
Don't even get us started on the endless hours we have spent planning our future or answering those infinite questions on Naviance.
Up until now, we just thought that when we graduated, we'd simply get our diplomas and walk out. End of story. But now, when we see our loved ones who have helped us become the people we are today, the teachers who have selflessly taught and provided for us, and the students with whom we have grown up with, well, it's kind of nostalgic.
Over the past 4 years, we have built a foundation upon which we will build the rest of our lives and experiences. But we must not forget who brought us here, the wonderful educators who have helped us every step of the way.
First, we would like to thank our English teachers
And SparkNotes
for enriching our minds with language and literature. We'd like to thank our science and social studies teachers
and Crash Course
for teaching us how the world works and what we can do to make it a better place. We'd like to thank our math teachers
and Khan Academy
for showing us how we will use our various math skills in our near future. We'd like to thank our language teachers
and Google Translate
for introducing us to new cultures and experiences.
Lastly, we would like to thank Dr. DePaula, Ms. Leonard,
and all of the faculty for making these past few years very successful and for creating an environment that is worthy of being recognized as a school of opportunity.
Now, here we are, ready to focus on our bright future. What do we do next?
Well, anything. Wherever your plans may take you, college, trade school, the armed forces, career, maybe even a gap year, we hope you bring health and happiness to others and to yourself.
Take a look around you, next to you, and remember these faces. These people have been our home for most of our lives, and always remember that home is where your heart is.
So as long as you keep that in your heart,
you will never be far from your home where people are important.
Graduates, we wish you all the very best.
Guests, welcome to the commencement program for the class of 2018.
Good afternoon. My name is Melissa Dankwa, and that is Albert King, and we are graduates of the class of 2018. At this time, we would like to introduce our guests to you. We are very grateful that they have taken time out of their busy schedules to celebrate this day with us. We request that you please hold your applause to the end of each row. Guests, please stand for recognition when we call your name. Ms. Mavis Ellis, Vice Chairman, Howard County Board of Education. Dr. Bess Altberger, Howard County Board of Education. Ms. Sandra French, Howard County Board of Education. Dr. Michael Martirano, Interim Superintendent, Howard County Public School System. Dr. John DePaula, Principal, Hammond High School. The Honorable Guy Gazzoni, Maryland State Senator, District 13. The Honorable Vanessa Atterbury, Maryland State Delegate, District 13. The Honorable Shane Pendergrass, Maryland State Delegate, District 13. The Honorable Frank Turner, Maryland State Delegate, District 13. The Honorable Dr. Calvin Ball, Vice Chairperson of the Howard County Council, District 2. The Honorable Jen Terrasa, Howard County Council Member, District 3. Mr. Frank Eastham, Chief School Management and Instructional Leadership Officer. Mr. Jahan Taub Siddiqui, Chief Communication, Community Workforce Engagement Officer. Mr. James Lamont, Executive Director of Community, Parent, and School Outreach. Ms. Marcy Leonard, Community Superintendent and former Principal of Hammond High School. Mr. Jason McCoy, Performance, Equity, and Community Response Officer.
Ms. Michaela Litgard, Assistant Principal. Mr. John Seibel, Assistant Principal. Mr. Stephen Fleming, Assistant Principal. Dr. Mady Halbach, Administrative Intern in Academy of Finance, Teacher, Applications and Research Laboratory. Mr. Malcolm Anderson, Assistant Principal, Long Reach High School, and friend of Hammond High School. Dr. Larry Cohen, Provider of Wisdom and Inspiration. Ms. Lisa Savell, Student Services Instructional Team Leader. Ms. Tracy Lair, English Instructional Team Leader. Ms. Laura Osborne, Math Instructional Team Leader. Ms. Colleen Cotton, Career Technology Education Instructional Team Leader. Ms. Brooke Cool McClellan, Performing and Fine Arts Instructional Team Leader. Ms. Sherilyn Brown, Science Instructional Team Leader. Mr. Alec Liveratos, Social Studies Instructional Team Leader and Senior Class Teacher of the Year. Mr. Peter DeMarco, World Languages Instructional Team Leader and retiree.
Ms. Jackie Bust, Paraeducator, Special Education and retiree. Ms. Maggie Bell, Science Teacher and Senior Class Advisor. Ms. Melissa Mack, Reading Specialist and Senior Class Advisor. It is our honor to acknowledge this year's Hammond High School retirees. Throughout the years, our students have benefited from their expertise, inspiration, and enthusiasm. With love, respect, and admiration, Hammond High School recognizes Mr. Peter DeMarco and Ms. Jackie Bust as they turn their tassel and begin their next journey.
Is it selfish to want to matter? It's an interesting question, isn't it? Now, I first heard this question while watching a YouTube video from a YouTuber known as Nathan Zed, where he talked about how all humans seem to have this desire to feel important. Now, I'm glad that I watched this video. Never mind the fact that I watched it at 1:30 in the morning when I had English homework to do. That question of wanting to matter is a question that I wrestled with for a while before finally coming to the conclusion that the desire to matter is not a selfish one. It made me think about myself, my place in the world, and it's something that I believe that we as a class should endeavor to think about as well. This is something that has become very apparent to me during the latter half of my senior year. The innate desire to matter and how it affects all of us. For our past 4 years here at Hammond, we have been taught that this is the school where people are important. It may sound like some lame motto meant to make parents feel more comfortable about their kids going here, but looking back, I now see that it's more true than ever. We all have dreams, passions, and aspirations that we want to achieve in life. And even if we don't notice it, the staff, curriculum, and even ourselves have been instrumental in helping us find our way. In our entire high school experience, people always remind us of how important we are to them. If no one has ever told you that, then I'm telling you right now that you are all very important to me. You've all found your unique identities and talents here, which will be critical to use in the next stage of your lives. It wasn't until I came to this school that I truly found myself. I not only discovered my own passion for musical theater and acting, but I also discovered more about who I am and what I want out of life. And I know that you guys can too. Just look at yourself, just look around. You actually made it here. That alone is something to be immensely proud of. Graduating from high school is something that mattered to all of us deeply, and there's nothing selfish about that. Now we go out into this mystery game that we call life, where you may be tempted into thinking that you don't really matter and that your actions are inconsequential in the grand scheme of things. Well, I'm here to tell you that that is not true. We are all young adults at this point. Now more than ever, we have to be aware of the fact that our words, our actions, and our mentalities towards life will affect others, whether we like it or not. This is especially important to consider as we enter the world as it currently is. It's very easy to decide to become nonchalant about the issues that currently plague our society, to simply not form an opinion about anything so as to avoid conflicts. But as the popular saying goes, if you stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything. It's more important now than ever to contribute our voices and opinions to the global conversation, since one day we will be the ones in charge of this world, leading the way in how we treat our families and setting the new example for our next generation. It's our job to leave the world a better place for our posterity. So back to the original question. Is it selfish to want to matter? No, it's not selfish. As humans, we all have this innate desire to want to matter to someone or to the world as a whole on some level. Now is our chance to do just that. We're about to go into what most people call the real world, but the truth is that we've been in the real world this whole time, but it's time that we became aware of it. I'm not going to waste time talking about all the challenges that we'll face out there, because there will be plenty. But what I want to tell you is that you have what it takes to handle them. As the recently famous composer/lyricist Lin-Manuel Miranda said, "History has its eyes on you. So get out there and show the world what a golden bear is made of." Thank you.
Good evening, friends. We are so grateful to be on this stage tonight to celebrate the accomplishments and memories of the class of 2018. My name is Hannah Wermeister.
And my name is Mandy Bott. As freshmen, 4 years sounded like a long time. It seemed like hours of studying for tests, working on projects, scribbling notes, and holding down jobs. How are we supposed to make it through 7-hour school days, plus the homework, extracurricular activities, and not to mention jobs?
Standing here as seniors, we look back on the memories. We think of those Friday night games under the lights, hanging out with friends, and of course, Hammond Spirit Week, the greatest Spirit Week in Howard County. We have all of these outstanding memories and many more, none of which would have been possible without the amazing staff at Hammond High School.
Sure, they may have been the ones who assigned us the homework and project that led to more than a few stressful nights, but they were also the ones who coached our teams, advised our clubs, and cheered us on.
They taught us many lessons, so we decided to ask staff members what lessons and advice they would like to pass on to the class of 2018 about life after high school. Here is what we learned. Life is going to throw you curveballs, but the world always keeps turning, so you have to keep moving towards your goals whether you want to or not. And it's okay for your goals and dreams to change. Miss Osborne.
Never give up a love of learning. Try to step out of your comfort zone and into unknown territory, and you'll be surprised at what you'll enjoy. Ms. Filipiak.
Your inner strength to believe in yourself and willingness to work hard can overpower any negative voices you may encounter. Smitty.
Plan for short-term, but have long-term goals, both that are reachable. Whatever motivates you to succeed, find it and just do it. It doesn't matter your social or economic status. You can succeed if you put your mind to it, while still enjoying life. Miss Lair.
Be kind. 30 years from now, what memory will the other person have about how you treated them? Mr. Seibel.
If you had braces, keep wearing your retainers. They shift back. But also, don't be lazy, don't waste time, don't just binge watch on Netflix, but do find time to relax. If you don't like something, change it. And if you can't change it, change your attitude. Your perception of life builds your reality, so choose to see the good in life. Ms. Scott.
Focus on living fully in the moment and giving your loved ones your full attention rather than capturing moments for posterity. Take healthy risks and don't fear failure. Ms. Tobiasen.
Find a group of people who love you for you, who make you laugh, and who will call you out on your BS. Never let these people go. Trust them and lean on them, because if you surround yourself with the right people, even when you fall, you will never fail at life. And lastly, always be the type of person who puts the shopping cart back. That life philosophy will never steer you wrong. Mr. Liberatos.
Then there are some lessons that our teachers and staff didn't explicitly say to us, but instead showed us through their actions. Here are some lessons we picked up from our staff, whether they knew it or not.
Do what you love.
Always be honest, even on the last day of school.
Don't forget Hammond. You just might find yourself back here a couple years down the road. Once a golden bear, always a golden bear.
Drink a lot of water, Mr. Osborne.
Always be welcoming and accepting of everyone, no matter their age, race, gender, sexual orientation, or socioeconomic status.
You can always have a cheerful attitude, even on a Monday morning.
When someone needs you, drop everything and help them.
Thank you, Hammond, not only for the 4 years of school,
but also a lifetime of knowledge, advice, and wisdom that we will carry with us through the next 70. Congratulations, class of 2018.
Place where we don't
honored guests, colleagues, parents, family members, friends, and class of 2018. It is a great honor to share this evening with you. As I begin, I would like to thank our Hammond parents, caregivers, families, mentors, friends, and the entire Hammond staff for your tireless efforts and unending support of the class of 2018. Thank you to Ms. Phillips and Ms. Cibrian, our graduation coordinators, for all of your efforts in making this ceremony an evening to remember. Thank you to Ms. Mack and Ms. Bell, our senior class sponsors, for your stewardship of this amazing class. I must share that our county executive, Alan Kittleman, sends his regrets that he couldn't be here this evening, for his daughter is getting married and he's at that ceremony. But he does send his congratulations and his best wishes to the class of 2018. As I reflected upon this school year, and particularly upon this graduating class, and thought about what I wanted to say, there's really two things that resonate with me about this class. First, this is a class that has spirit. Yeah. Homecoming Spirit Week was unbelievable. You cannot deny the spirit in these students right here. The second thing is that this is a class that sticks together. They stick together like family. You guys have spent the last couple of years, maybe longer together, supporting each other, picking each other up with your kind words of encouragement, your charity, your kindness. The way that you stick together is inspirational. Mandy and Hannah reminded us today to find a group of people who love you for you, who make you laugh, and who will keep you honest. These people are your family, and they will help mold you into who you will be. There is no choice more important with whom you spend your time. Jim Rohn, a motivational speaker, once said, "We are the average of our 5 closest friends." Think about that for a minute. Who are your 5 closest friends? Are you in good company? Will your friends keep you honest and help you pursuing your dreams? Do your friends realize that who you are and who you will be is more important than what you will be? In their greeting today, Madhu and Rachel spoke about home. They said, "These people around us, they are our home, and home is where the heart is." Class of 2018, Hammond High School is your home, and it always will be. I hope that as your journey takes you across the country or maybe around the world, that you always come home to Howard County and home to Hammond High School. I know that each one of you will be wildly successful. But more importantly, and just as important, the students at Hammond High School, they need you to come back to share your stories of grit, of perseverance, and of success. And that is exactly what family does. Family comes home to nourish each other and to support each other. And finally, Josh, just a minute ago, so eloquently reminded us that yes, we do live in the real world, and also that we do matter. My question to you is, as you live out your next 70 years, how are you going to matter? How are you going to give back? And how do you want to be remembered? Your senior year is full of remarkable memories. Homecoming week, concerts, theater productions, music and dance trips, athletic victories, classroom experiences, lunchtime chats, prom, and now graduation. As you reflect back on your senior year, don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened. I am humbled by your potential and excited to see how you will change the world. I am thankful for all of you for what you have taught me about relationships and family and home, and I am grateful that we had this precious time together. You are amazing, you are beautiful, you are resilient. I wish each of you a life full of success, happiness, and fulfillment, and I look forward to each of you coming home. Now, in acknowledgement of the excellence that resides in this Hammond High School class of 2018, Dr. Bess Altwerger, and Dr. Martirano, as principal of Hammond High School, I do certify that these graduates seated before you have met all of the requirements as set forth by the Howard County Public School System and the Maryland State Department of Education. They are eligible to receive a Maryland High School diploma, a certificate of completion, a certificate of attendance, or a certificate of achievement. It is now my pleasure to introduce our interim superintendent, Dr. Michael J. Martirano.
Good evening, Hammond High School. I just want to say you look marvelous, and what a wonderful evening it is. To all of our community members, to our families, to everyone who is here to celebrate, thank you for being here. And I just want to say to the class of 2018, you're welcome. You're welcome, and I want to say it again, because you received 7 inclement weather days. And you don't have to make them up. And to all the parents who were questioning my decision on those days, I apologize, and I'll answer those emails that are still in my inbox wanting to know why I closed for wind on one of those days. So do understand that as well. Young people, my message is very clear tonight, and I want to focus that very clearly. You are at the center of this arena. You are at the center of this arena. And think about it. All of your family members, all of your community members, all of your friends, all of our elected officials, all of our community leaders are surrounding you because you are at the center of our thoughts. I can truly say from experience that you are a phenomenal group of individuals. In fact, I'm going to go this far and say you're my favorite class right now. Right now. Because I had the experience to shadow Mandy Bott, one of your classmates. I actually came over one day and spent the whole day in your school. Walked my way through her schedule, ate lunch in your cafeteria. I danced on your stage. I created all kinds of problems, I think, throughout. But I also heard there was perfect attendance that day for students and staff. That's a phenomenal effect as well. But I left that day with my self-esteem slightly lowered. I'm a former math and science teacher, and Miss Osborne, as many of you may know, is a phenomenal teacher. And as I entered her, give her a round of applause. And so I went into her class in Calculus BC, I believe it was, if I'm correct, and I've just found out something. I want the adults to understand this, the new language of which we use. We no longer give tests and quizzes, adults. We give celebrations of knowledge. There are opportunities, celebrations of knowledge. So when I walked in, I was treated like no other student, no differently than any other student, and Miss Osborne had all the students timed and separated so no one could look at each other's answers, and I said, I got this. I got this. So I turned my paper over, it was being timed. I looked at the first one, there were no celebrations to be had. I turned it back over and happy to say, or unhappy to say, that I received 0 out of 10 in regards to that. So my self-esteem was a little bit lower that day, but as I walked away from your school, I could truly say that you are students of integrity, students of care and compassion. And what I'm asking is that as we think about knowing that particular day that I immersed myself into your school, there is no question that you've just been certified, that you've met all the requirements of graduation. There's no question that you have the skills based upon your academic rigor and what I witnessed that day in your school. But what I'm going to ask you to do tonight is make me a promise. And I really need this promise to be significant in the fact that you are now venturing out. You're going to be venturing out into the world of work, into the world of college, into the world of a variety of different experiences. And there's a lot of things that you're going to experience that aren't always going to be good. And I'm going to ask you to be kind. I'm going to ask you to care. I'm going to ask you to be compassionate. And I'm going to ask you to reach down your hand and help the less fortunate, those who need an additional support, the lost, the left over, and the forgotten. because all of us need that hand. And as you leave here, I want you to recognize that all of us need that support. And taking that knowledge with you, no matter where you go, if you define it with care, compassion, and kindness, that will make all the difference. And I'm asking one more thing. I need one big promise. Don't be afraid to use the word love. Because right now there's a lot of hate in the world, and the only thing that's going to annihilate hate is love. And I'm asking you to love, love, love. And when it's so hard, and when people are being unkind, love them back in return. And as a result, you will change the world if you love and you care. Young people, it is my honor to know you. I can't wait to give you your diploma, and at this time, it is my privilege to turn this over to Dr. Bess Altwerg, who will also address you as well. Thank you very much for your kindness. I appreciate it.
Graduates, on behalf of the Howard County Board of Education, it is now my distinct honor and privilege to offer our heartfelt congratulations to all of you and your families. In a few moments, Vice Chair of the Board, Mavis Ellis, will hand you your diplomas and send you off to continue your journey in life. I hope you will embark on this journey filled with deep appreciation and gratitude for your families who have helped you reach this day by supporting you, encouraging you, and in many cases, sacrificing for you, and for your dedicated and talented teachers and staff members and school leaders who have worked so hard, sometimes even harder than you, if you can believe that, to bring you to this day. Class of 2018, you have been mighty lucky because you have had two, not one, but two of the best principals in Howard County. Our incomparable Marcy Leonard, stand up. And the brave big man who expertly filled those tiny little shoes, Mr. John DePaula. Like your parents, friends, and family members, all of us on stage are filled with pride as we gaze upon you today, a human flag of many colors, many cultures, many ethnicities, many abilities, and many identities. I hope that you too will take pride in all the many accomplishments you have already achieved and all those that await you, not just in college and career, though they are important, but in creating a life for yourselves and for your loved ones based on dignity, honesty, respect, and yes, love. Class of 2018, I also want to thank you, and also your peers from across the country, for reawakening the hopes of our nation and reigniting the flame of democracy. You have shown the world that you will not be silent in the face of violence and injustice. You have risen up, you've walked out, you've spoken out at a crucial time in our country's history. Many of you will vote for the first time this year, but even as you do, remember to never let the power of your voice be diminished by apathy, fear, or complacency. Be the generation that finally proves to the world that we can live in peace, equality, and justice for all. So are you ready to get your diplomas? Once again, on behalf of the Howard County Board of Education, I wish you a hearty congratulations and the best wishes for a fantastic future. Thank you.
Last month, the class of 2018 was struck by the tragic loss of a fellow graduating classmate. Please join us as we pause for a moment of silence in memory of his life. Thank you. At this time, we would like to invite his brother Noah, escorted by his mother Deborah and father William Sr., to the stage. We would like to present to the family his diploma. William Harold Riley, Jr. Thank you. As we recognize our graduates this afternoon at this formal ceremony, we ask for your respect as each student's name is called. Thank you for refraining from noise-making during the recognition of the graduates. We look forward to celebrating with you all after the names have been called. Additionally, once all of the names are called, please stay seated during the recessional and keep the aisles clear so that all of our graduates can exit to retrieve their documents backstage. Mandy V. Bott. Mandulika Chakluvatula Nelani. Melissa Akuya Akwachi Dankwa. Rachel Andrea Hall. Leslie Ann Sparling. Kaylee Dean Wisdom. Rachel Prasenna Watanaran Sikajorn. Amika Deepa Smart. Kayla Michelle Sharp. Grace Amore Powell. Emma Grace Schreier. Hannah Omrin. Joshua Oluwatufunme Olujide. Evan Richard Nugent. Chantel Nar. Hosea Abongu Mundi. Albert King III. Thomas Rayford Jackson. Sheely Ann Edwards. Kadrian Delker. Chanel Claire Bonsu. Princess Ibipiri Mama Ado. Xavier Jabari Wolford. Joshua Alexander Wild. Jeremy Brett Barton. Alexandra Renee Wakefield.
Nehemiah Abi. Melanie Aceves Sandoval. William Osei Ade. Francis Akwasi Afokwa II. Famida Afrin. Bilal Ahmed. Angel Michael Alexander Al-Yasseri. Sega Amare. Justin Yeshua Andrews. Afawa Mansa Asidua Audrey Asidu. Naud Makonnen Asefa. Weihin Tet Ong. Sophie Elizabeth Baldwin. Kyrie Baptiste. Nicholas Joseph Barnes. Anthony Giovanni Basso. Priscilla Myra Bobrun. Isabella Paloma Barrios. Tyshawn Kyrie Neodote Berry. Zalian Bick. Ashley Kate Spencer Bacinas. Aiden Quinton Borsch. Andrew David Bowman. Charles Kenneth Bowers. Nicholas Ryan Bradford. Terrence Lamar Bradley.
Mariana Elizabeth Britton.
Okay.
Janae Love Brooks Rivers. Kendall Michael Broom. Michaela Diane Bucher. Logan Marie Burge. Bryce Clark Burgess. Reynard Nathaniel Burgess Jr. Nishan Jaleel Callens. Ileana Campos. Alexander Antonio Campos Mairana. Stephanie Sarai Carnejas Mahia. Mirka Saavedra Corino. Antoinette Nayak Charles Orejana. Adam David Chertok. William James Chevrant. Shawais Ijaz Chowdhury. Annalise Yvonne Clark. Nicorelli Cloty Klein. Twanje Anaya Coates. Aaron Joseph Craig. Ryan James Curry. Haley Elizabeth Danielson. Isaac Adom Darko. Sarah Elizabeth David. Denasia Rakia Davis. Anthony Rashawn Dolman. Jordan Michelle Dorsey.
Journey Cecilia Drew Hargrove. Jason Duomo Sarpong. Isabel Virginia Dyson. David Jacob Edwards. Marcel Divan Nigwe Epham. Aliyah Lynn Eshman. Madov Ashok Ferdu. Krista Renee Falco. Julia Laura Fato. Julian Emilio Fay. Anna Lee Feldstein. Ileana Allison Fetting. Ethan Robert Fox. Ryan Frazier. Christian Alexander Galton. Nathan James Gartside. Kayla Armani Garvin. Felicia Victoria Gatz. Robert Manley Gordon. India Janice Gray. Darian Marquise Harris. Maya Michelle Harris. Jenna Tasneem Hassan. Kam Kontong Hazel. Ryan Douglas Heffron. Helen Michelle Hernandez.
Jonathan Josue Hernandez. Amira Nija Hewitt. Michaela Nicole Hill. Miles David Hitchens. Alexander Owen Holtz. Sarah Irene Horton. Amber Lynn Hunt. Mason Nicholas Hunter. Peter Taeyeon Huang. Olivia Nicole Irby. Tyon Jackson. Amina Jamil. John Anthony Jimenez Ruiz. Adam Harrison Johnson. Amir Nassim Johnson. Brian Butler Johnson, Jr. Miles Lamar Jones. Taylor Michelle Jones. Jasmine Bianca Joseph. Owen J. Joanowicz.
Eve Ellen Kalish. Logan Mitchell Kenny. Victoria Ben Corey. Eiley Ryan Kikofel. Eric Yun Kim. Bryce David Kolheim. Sean Mo Koo. Ashley Sonia Lamont. Theodore Yamo LaRay. James Lawson Lee. Yeon Lee. Robert Alexander Lemansky. John Tongshen Leon. Zachary Christian Lippett. Saran Gerard Lockett. Michael Mackenzie Lohman. Jordan Joseph Lomax. Mark Anthony Lopez. China Tian Lo. Ariana Luna. Matthew Jordan Lupo. Blessing Emmanuel McPepple. Yom Mai. Gabriela Marcano Madrid.
Katia Lasith Martinez Ramirez. Kevin Joshua Martinez Ramirez. Jillian Ann Mason. Kim Maui. Celine Ngawe Umba. Rachel Elizabeth McClanahan. Shardania Nicole McDowell. Natalia Imaka McGann. Ashlyn Elizabeth McInerney. Isley Chanel McKennis. Yvette Serai Mahia. Anderson Mariquin. Michael Messam. Michael Panache Munda. Shine Me. Dylan Rashad Moody. Leslie Giselle Marino. Sophia Vasiliki Moyer. Crystal Mwende. Jubwe Candace M. Na. Bathsheba Abicha Indege. Aviancia Activiana Neal.
Josiah Timothy Nugid. Brian Achuna Ofonadu. Gabrielle Jacqueline Olson. Abiola Michelle Oranuga. Taylor Nicole Owens. Rebecca Marie Palmer. Ram Tin Par. Zing Chin Par. Herman Paredes. Krupal Bharat Kumar Patel. Rishi H. Patel. Sunjana S. Patel. Nicholas Sterling Jeffrey Peekins. Joseph Andrew Penna. Emily Consuelo Perez Amaya. Anthony Giovanni Perez Rodriguez. Caitlin Grace Pettingill. Olivia Corinne Phillips. Denasia Ayana Margaret Pierre. Grace Elizabeth Polar. Prince Osei Poku. Nicholas Giovanni Polnazik. Kylie Nicole Potter.
Aaron Leon Powell Jr. Phaedra Monet Powell. Jason Harrison Primo. Calvin Henry Augustine Prudhomme. Amy Naomi Puga Aguirre. Stephen Christopher Quaid. Jonathan David Quinn. Mark Anthony Quintero Estepa. Seth Allende Reagan. Natalie Elaine Raley. Nalise Elizabeth Ramirez Oriana. Nailene Diana Ramos. Paul Kevin Renteria Renaga. Jacob Allen Ray. Vandel Malik Richardson. Jalen Renee Richmond. Varda Fatima Rizvi. Sergio Raul Rodriguez. Rebecca Elizabeth Rogers. Nels Stanton Roth. Daniela Ruiz Perez. Brian Mario Saavedra. Cesar Saavedra. Justin Alexander Sines.
Mark Anthony Sanchez. Kam Chung Song. Gregory Dale Schiller. Charles Carlson Schneider. Jamie Lynn Schottish. Jonna Lee Schottish. Molly Adair Schreier. Savannah Elizabeth Schaefer. Miriam Zara Shah. Karen Singh. McKenna Riley Singleton. Sejal Sinha. Jaden Riley Skanes. Stefan Marcel Small. Bailey Ariel Smith. Jade Christina Smith. Paulina Sobel. Julian Aubrey Speed Butler. Mark Joseph Spitzer Kessler. Guy Ali Springer. Leilani Siobhan Stevenson. Markel Deshaud Stringfellow. Cece Leon Sui Men.
Sydney Fair Sullivan. Tiana Elizabeth Swirsky. Alana Lene Sylvester. Jordan Nicole Tacky. Ryan Nicholas Tetzloff. Kenneth Elijah Jerome Thomas. Ethan Philip Todd. Cesar Alexander Torres Gallon. Yulisa Imperatriz Trejo Gutierrez. Jalen Marie Turner. Emily Isabel Vandervelden. Naya Anye Brianna Walker. Seth Donovan Walter. Nicole Elissa Warner. Lawan Edward Washington Jr. Nicholas Nathaniel Washington. Jessica Marie Welsh. London Lene West. Tyler Brent Williams. Andrew Harper Wilson. Ian Nicholas Winslow. India Elizabeth Wise.
Ryan Matthew Wood. Alexis Ruth Woodard. Ashley Faith Wynn. Benjamin Thomas Yogis. Janae Marie Young. Jordan Nicholas Young. Adriana Zatina Sanchez. Dr. Bess Altwerger, please allow the following Howard County Public School System staff members to award their child's diploma. Karen Bruce, Murray Hill Middle School. Cameron Kelly Bruce. Katina Evans, Murray Hill Middle School. Tiki Alvin Evans, Jr. Michelle Hewitt, Bonnie Branch Middle School. Bethany Kane Hewitt. Lisa Falsetti Hopkins, Duckett's Lane Elementary School. Cameron Paul Hopkins. Tiffany Pagis, Laurel Woods Elementary School. Tyler James Pagis. Julie Wermeister, Laurel Woods Elementary School. Hannah Jane Wermeister.
Graduates, please stand. At this time, please join us in turning your tassel as we become Hammond High School alumni.